Monday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm the host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Monday evening. Now, looking at the radar right now, as you can see, we do have some showers just to the south of Florence, as well as over here near Saluda, Edgefield, and Greenwood, South Carolina as well. Maybe a couple of raindrops to the south of Greenville as well. And if you go ahead and zoom our way out, you'll see a lot of things. You might zoom it in and see that we do have a severe thunderstorm watch with around a good 80-mile-an-hour winds that went through Baton Rouge earlier. A good 60-mile-per-hour wind report went through Baton Rouge earlier. We have trees are down just to the east of Baton Rouge as well. Trees have fallen on houses, and a lot of things are going on down there. A tornado warning down here just to the northwest of New Orleans, on because obviously New Orleans is on a lake, so near Lake Pontchartrain, and there's a tornado warning just to the northwest of them on that lake. Down here in southern Texas, we have a severe thunderstorm watch down here for places like San Benito, Harlington, McAllen, Falfurrias as well. Parts of Mexico as well. You might see this as well. We do have a 30% chance of seeing some tropical development down here just to the south of Mexico. This is the first one for the Pacific this year, and obviously we're going to see a lot more as our hurricane season hasn't even started yet. Theirs starts on actually in like 2 days. So again, not too far out, but it's still pretty interesting to see how the Atlantic's already trying to get stuff started. So obviously, here is our severe storms down here in Louisiana as well as down here in Texas as well. We do have some rain up here in Chicago as well as over here in southern Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas as well. There goes our rain inside of South Carolina. Some heavy blobs of rain going through Florida. And we also do have rain going through Michigan, New York, up there inside Canada, and up here inside of the Northeast as well. If we move our way to the west, you can see we do have some severe weather inside of Idaho and Montana. And the entire west is seeing some scattered showers and downpours and storms right now. The west coast is looking okay. Maybe just a couple of showers going through there as well. Let's go ahead and look at cloud cover and see what that shows. So cloud cover right now, we do have some cloud cover pretty much over all of South Carolina. Relatively light, not really watching for any heavy cloud cover. But it is indeed showing some pretty interesting signs. As you can see, we do have some like low clouds, obviously in like Alabama. We have like some heavy clouds inside of Georgia. Up there inside of North Carolina, we do have some heavier clouds as well. But South Carolina kind of like staying with the lighter side. Here's our model to just show what could potentially happen going through the next 18 or so hours. If you're going to push it forward, we do have some cloud cover that goes over South Carolina as well, and it's gonna stay cloudy for like the next 18 or so hours. So it's gonna be a cloudy day again tomorrow, and I'll go ahead and replay it again. You can see not really too much clearing going on tomorrow or tonight. It's gonna be a really cloudy day going into tonight and to tomorrow, so not really too much sun. Here is our current temperature: 70 in Columbia, 71 in Charleston, 71 in Myrtle Beach, 70 in Florence, 70 in Bennettsville, 66 in Rock Hill, 64 in Greenville, 66 in Anderson, 68 in Augusta, and 70 inside of Savannah as well. Here we have our low temperatures for tonight: around 60 in Rock Hill, 69 in Charleston, 70 in Hilton Head, 67 in Myrtle Beach, 61 inside of Greenville, 60 inside of Spartanburg, and 62 inside of Aiken as well. Here's our forecasted precipitation for the next 24 or so hours. Going ahead and see it here that we do have the potential for seeing some more 1 to 2 inch totals, especially near the coast. A good 1.5 inches cannot be ruled out or are possible throughout Myrtle Beach, Georgetown, Charleston can see an inch, all the way up into like Hilton Head Island can see an inch, all the way up into Dorchester and Berkeley County. Moncks Corner can see an inch. Walterboro can see a half an inch. Columbia, half an inch. Rock Hill, 1 inch or so. Same thing with Spartanburg and Greenville. Half an inch for Anderson and Lawrence, as well as a quarter of an inch possible for Aiken. So pretty much those rain totals, we could still see some more rain. An isolated 2 inch as well cannot be ruled out near Tidal, Berkeley, and Georgetown County as well. Here's our SPC outlook, only under a TSTM for today, just for some regular garden variety thunderstorms. But if we go into tomorrow, that will all change because as we wait for this, a marginal risk is in for pretty much the entire state. We do have a little slight risk inside of Florida as well, and pretty much it's going to be the chance for some severe weather again tomorrow. And pretty much we're just going to have to watch out for some damaging winds, some potential for a tornado or two, and maybe some hail as well. I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the website real quick because this one's not wanting to do what I wanted to do. So here is scene 2, and we're going to show the SPC outlook. Here it is right here. We do have a marginal risk down here for South Carolina and for the entire state. A 2% chance of tornadoes for Charleston, North Charleston, South Carolina as well. And that goes all the way up towards Myrtle Beach, as well as up there in Wilmington and down all the way to like Dothan, Alabama. We also do have a 5% risk. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit so you can see a bit better. We do have a 5% risk as well for like places like Tallahassee, Jacksonville, southern Georgia, and southern Alabama as well. Here's our wind. Really only a 5% chance of damaging winds and a little 5% chance of hail that goes through, pretty much splits the state kind of in half. Kind of cuts in like diagonal almost. And again, here's the marginal risk. The tornado threat for pretty much the low country going all the way up to the PD region. The wind threat for all of South Carolina. And then the hail threat kind of cuts it in half. So let's go on ahead and go our way back. It's still not working, so I don't know what's going on with that. Here's our day 1 excessive rainfall outlook, as this one's deciding it's not wanting to do anything either. So I don't know what's going on. But as of now, nothing for day 1. But in terms of like day 2, day 3, 4, and things like that, we do have the potential for seeing some flash flooding again tomorrow. Here it is right here. Here's today. Today, obviously nothing, but if we go into tomorrow, we were under a slight risk, or at least this half of the region from Columbia all the way down towards Charleston and Myrtle Beach. We're under a slight risk of excessive rainfall, but I guess confidence has decreased, and now it's only a marginal risk of excessive rainfall. Still does not mean we still don't have the chance to see any excessive rainfall. We definitely still do have a chance with a good 2 to 3 inches. Still could potentially be possible going into tomorrow as well. Day 3, day 4, and day 5, not really anything. We have a little tip up there near the Blue Ridge Mountains that is under a marginal risk of excessive rainfall. And let's go ahead and check out the models. So let's see. Hopefully the models work, and they do not. So I might have to refresh it, but I can't do that during the recording, so I'm gonna have to do that after. But here is the models right here. If you want to go ahead and push it forward, let me close that off. You can see the storm system over here on May the 14th finally entered South Carolina, bringing us those flooding conditions. I'm going to zoom into the southeast. You can see right here that we do pretty much have the chance for seeing that excessive rainfall and the chance of seeing obviously the damaging winds and the potential for some hail and an isolated tornado. Potentially some severe weather as well on May the 18th, but we're just going to have to wait and see on that one, see what happens. And then after that, we get a bit of a quiet period, and then finally some more showers think that they want to try and sprinkle in on the 23rd. And other than that, it's going to be a nice next couple of days after this huge storm system that's about to passes us. So again, the main threat with this storm system that's passing us tomorrow is going to be that flooding concerns around a good 2 to 3 inches or so throughout parts of the state, mainly towards the coast. The coast is where it's going to get the most rain for sure. So we're going to have to watch out for that. You can go ahead and look at the The 700 millibar winds, you can go ahead and check and see there goes like a little trough with it as well, bringing us those conditions going into the 15th as the storm system will push off as well. Again, not really anything of severe weather, just really just that excessive rainfall is really what we're watching for. You can also see it here as well. You see like the systems moving through the US, and then after a while you start to see the warm air start to come through, and it brings us back to our nicer weather. So again, here we go, starting off here. It's going to bring us those cooler than average temperatures and the chance for rain throughout pretty much most of the week. And then high pressure thinks that it wants to try inform, but once it gets out of there, the low pressure pretty much takes over again, bringing us more cooler air and more chance for precipitation. And then as we finally get into around May the 24th, May the 25th, that warm and nice weather finally makes a return. But it probably won't be for too long, but we'll see what happens with this. And this could be another severe weather maker because as we talk about, when the cold air meets the warm air in the middle, there's always going to be some type of thunderstorm development and severe weather potential. So we're going to have to watch for that as well going into late May as well. But that's all that I have. So let's go ahead and hear from the chat real quick. If you want to be a part of the chat, you can by showing up to the live streams at 9 o'clock p.m. So here we go. My cousin says hello, hope you're doing well. Same to you. Ms. Tolliver says hi. My Nana says hello, Jay. You are doing such a great job. This is great. Thank you for that. Mr. Anthony says good evening, JP. Good evening to you. We did receive some good rain today. Thanks for sending some our way. You know, I can't send it, but I am glad that you did finally get some rain. And then it comes and says hi, Joseph, with a emoji. So let's go ahead and do our famous Texas forecast real quick, because we have to do that every single day. We cannot miss a day of that. So here we go to the HRRR. And we're going to start off, instead of starting off with temperatures, I actually want to start off with rain first. So let's go ahead and start off with rain and see what happens. So obviously here it is at 3 o'clock. There goes those storms that we were talking about. That's going to get out of there. And look at the nice and clear conditions that you get. Not a drop of rain. Maybe some right here, 8 a.m. on the 15th. Maybe an isolated shower, just a couple of raindrops or so. Possible if you're in the northeastern portion of San Antonio. Pretty much any portion, because these are not going to be exact placements. But maybe a couple of sprinkles going in 8 a.m. on May the 15th. But other than that, you're looking good for the next 2 or so days. Now let's go ahead and talk about our temperatures as well for San Antonio as we get into tonight. So here is my little tool, and as that blue thing loads, you can see that it was around 72 today, and around the evening period. Right now, just waiting for that top thing to load. You can see it up there. That's the reason why I can't just load this thing up immediately. It has to do like its little loading thing. Number one, because I'm streaming, and that's taking up a lot of my kilobytes on my computer as well. That's why it just takes a while. But pushing it forward, there goes your low temperatures tonight around 62, and then going into tomorrow, it's going to be around 94 as a high, going to around 4 to 5 o'clock. So it's going to be really, really hot tomorrow. Tomorrow night is only going to dip into around the high 60s, and then at 2 o'clock tomorrow, it will be around 86 degrees. So a pretty nice condition for the next 24 to 48 hours. You do have a little storm up here to your northwest, though. Up here for, let me see what that is. Not really Camp Verde. So if you know where Camp Verde and Center Point, Texas is, just to the northwest of San Antonio, you do have a little storm up there, just for 40-mile-per-hour wind gust and half-inch size in diameter hail. But as of now, it does not look like a threat for the city. As of now, it's kind of going due east, So unless you live near the Bourne or the San Marcos region, I would not really worry about it too much. But obviously, you could hear like a rumble of thunder from it in like the nearby distance. But that's all that I have for today. I don't see any more questions inside the chat. Let's go ahead and check out our subscriber count because we are getting so close to 100. We are at 96 right now. You can see it up here. We're at 96 subscribers, 260 videos. So we only need 4 more. We only need 4 more subscribers and we will make it all the way to 100. And again, we're trying to get there before the end of May. So May the 31st, that is our deadline to reach that goal. And we still have a good 2 and like a couple of days left. 2 weeks and a couple of days left. So at this point, again, I do think that we're going to make it. We're going to have to see what happens. So also make sure that everyone hits the like button and the share button as well. But that's pretty much all that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the music like we always do before we end things off. And hopefully everyone has a fantastic night. Everyone have a great night, and I'll be back tomorrow morning.